Aloha Leo, and welcome to your tarot reading for the week of August 10th through the 17th. This is the last full week of Leo season, so I'm excited to see what comes out for all of you. Before we dive into your reading, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can go to themagicsiren.com. There is a fresh promo code for the month of August. All that information is down in the description box below. You'll also find the link to our Patreon. I post almost every day over there. We have a lot of fun, so come and check us out. There's also a link to our weekly podcast, The Siren Circle. Every Sunday we dive deep into a new topic, so I hope to see you there this week in the circle. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into your reading for this week of August 10th through the 17th. We will start with the overall theme or vibe for the week. We will move into any potential obstacles or challenges. Then we will see how we can overcome those challenges and obstacles. Then we'll get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit might have for you. And because everybody loved the affirmations for the month of August readings, we are going to do an affirmation for this week as well. So make sure you hang out until the end of the video so you can get your affirmation for the week. With that being said, let's get into it. We have the love oracles, the general oracles. We're going to see what's coming in terms of love, emotions, and relationships for all of you Leo friends. Make sure you are watching your sun, moon, and rising sign videos for a full overview of what's to come for this week. Again, August 10th through the 17th. Let's go ahead and see what's coming in love for all of our Leo friends here. Love, emotions, and relationships. We're asking Universe and Spirit for messages in love. You have two cards. You have a bonus card. Let's go ahead and see what we have. We have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Then you also have the children card. Your life is being affected by children. When this card comes out, yes, it can mean literal children. So some of you might have kids, and your kids are going to be a highlight this week in terms of what's going on emotionally in your life. But also, too, this card very much points to tending to our inner child, okay? So let's talk about that for just a second. When we are tending to our inner child, that's really connecting with that younger version of ourselves when maybe we had a very carefree life. What are some of the things that maybe you always wanted to accomplish? What are some of the bucket list items that maybe we never got to experience? And how can we start adding things into our life that make us have that sort of inner child come out to play again? I think this children card has come out quite a bit over the last couple of weeks across a varying different zodiac signs. I just think that there's this calling for all of us to tend to our inner child and just make sure that we are still having fun and maybe not taking life too seriously. Then there is that stay optimistic about your love life. And then this is just the card of saying positive thinking is going to bring you positive things into your life. If you're not familiar with the law of attraction, it's a great time to dive into that as well. This card is just about optimism. It's about trying your best to stay as positive as possible. If things don't feel like they're maybe going your way in terms of happiness and fulfillment and emotions, whether it's with romantic relationships or with friends, with your projects, with your job, whatever it is, there's this energy this week of just trying your best to see the glass is half full, and that way in return, your universe and your spirit team will eventually make it feel like the glass is actually half full instead of half empty. I hope that makes sense. Let me go ahead and get your general oracle here to see what can be added to the overall theme and vibe for the week. You have another bonus card. So you guys have a lot of messages this week, but honestly, it's your last full week of the season, so we'll take it. We have this writing card. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words that you write. This card is very much linked to journaling as well. Some of you might be going through some things, and maybe that is, again, tending to the inner child, thinking about things from your childhood or earlier times in your life. Don't be afraid to maybe write those things down. I think this also can, very much be connected to the bucket list that I was just talking about. If you don't have a current bucket list, make one. What, experiences do you want to have before the end of the year? What experiences do you want to have before your next birthday? A lot of you are going to have birthdays this week because it is the last week of Leo season. So maybe write down a little bucket list or a list of goals, dreams, or ideas. This again can also just be journaling and maybe taking a little bit of time this week to start a new journal or just tend to the journals that you've had in the past. Even reading your previous journal entries can be very revealing of what's going on internally. And again, tending to the inner child. Then we have creative expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. I think this is such a great card, and it's come out a lot recently for everybody. Again, another one similar to that children card. This creative expression is all about tapping into your creative freedom, your creative expression as a whole. Maybe there is a little bit of a creative expression that comes with writing as well. Some of you may not be a natural writer, or you've never really been called into like writing a blog or sharing your story online, but that might be a creative way to maybe get out some of the things that we need to get out over the next week or so. Also too, with the creative expression card, it is expressing your authenticity of who you are now. So maybe taking a moment and figuring out who you are now after this sort of Leo period, this Leo season, and how can you express yourself creatively in alignment with who you really are. Let's go ahead and get a tarot card. We had a card flip, but we'll finish this shuffle. Let's go ahead and see what tarot has to add for the overall theme or vibe for the week. The card that flipped already is the World. I am going to finish out this shuffle and see if you get a bonus card here for the theme, which we don't. We have that World card. This is completion. This is coming to the end of the season. It makes sense. It's the last full season, full week of Leo season. You know, the World card just says that you have completed this season and this journey, and you've done so victoriously. You are the second fire sign that I am recording today, and Aries also have this energy of like completion, coming to the end, releasing the old and getting ready for the new. So I think maybe all of you fire signs might have a very similar energy with kind of coming to the end of a season, the end of a chapter, or just the end of a time in your life. And a lot of the times that, you know, the ending comes with reflection, and I think that's where the children card is coming into play as well. You know, reflecting on the experiences that you've had, reflecting on the experiences that you wish that you would have had, writing those things down, allowing yourself to maybe make that a reality in this new season. Also, too, the World card just says that the experience that you have had throughout this previous journey, you have gained everything that you could have gained already. So try your best not to linger in a previous season or a previous chapter for too long, because something new is on the horizon. You know, the World card is the last card in the tarot deck in the major arcana. You know, the tarot deck itself tells the story of the Fool's journey, and we are the Fool. The Fool is the first card. It goes through all the major arcana cards, and then it comes to the World. Once it gets to the World, we sit for a moment, we reflect on everything we went through, maybe we throw ourselves a little party because we completed it, we are graduating from the season, and then the Fool comes out again and says, let's take a new leap of faith into this next chapter or this next story, right? So with you being in this energy of the World for the overall theme and vibe for the week, it really just says that you have come to the end of this season. And for some of you, again, maybe it is going to be your birthday, or it has been your birthday recently. And I think a birthday is always a nice personal sort of New Year's, right? It's like your personal New Year. This is the potential obstacle or challenge for the week. We have the Tower. The Tower is the potential obstacle or challenge this week, allowing this season to end, allowing the chapter to come to a close. And sometimes when things come to an end, we have to allow the Tower to fall. Yes, the Tower does feel a little bit scary because it's unexpected, it shifts, it changes. And yes, when we see this card, it's like that lightning bolt is hitting this tower and everything is crumbling down around it. And it doesn't necessarily feel comfortable, but in order for a new chapter to happen, things do need to kind of come to a close. Some of you may be holding something in your life that really is not going to serve you moving forward, whether it's a job, a relationship, a living situation, a project, whatever it is. There's something here that maybe you kind of been holding up and putting all the work in. And I think deep down or subconsciously, you probably already know what I'm talking about if you are watching this video. Allow that to be released. This week is a great week to come to a close, allow any towers that need to fall, let them fall, so that way you can take a moment and kind of reevaluate what the foundations are that you're going to build your new towers on. Once the tower does fall, we get to kind of rise like the phoenix. From those ashes, we get to plant new seeds, and again, we get to kind of repair the cracks in the foundations from the last chapter or the last season. So yes, there might be some tower moments this week. Do I think that tower moments always have to be bad? No, because it's a new opportunity. It's cleaning out the slate. Is it uncomfortable? Absolutely. But I think, you know, the ending of any chapter or the ending of any cycle in our life can feel very bittersweet. And the bitter part is probably the towers coming to an end. And the sweet part is that we get that sense of freedom again to start building something new. Let's go ahead and see how we're going to overcome that challenge or obstacle of the tower this week. Again, I don't think that the tower is necessarily a a bad thing here. I do believe that kind of looking at it as half full is beneficial when we get a Tower card. All right, let's go ahead and see. How can we overcome the Tower energy this week? You have bonus cards. Let's go ahead and go through them quickly. Three of Swords in reversal, Queen of Cups, King of Wands in reversal, the Death card. Okay, let's go ahead and kind of go off very quickly here. The Three of Swords in the upright represents previous emotionally heavy, difficult situations, whether it's a heartbreak, whether it was the ending of a relationship. Again, this might actually be you've been emotionally checked out of something for quite some time, and this is that reminder of saying that emotionally, you've already kind of let this go. So, let's allow that Tower to fall anyway. It's not like this is necessarily breaking your heart right now. Yeah, it might feel like a bummer, but ultimately, it's leading you to a place where you're going to find emotional balance. Whatever this Tower was that you've been fighting so hard to keep in your life, I think maybe it's been draining you emotionally. The Queen of Cups really says that you're in a space where you're finding emotional maturity, emotional balance, and really telling yourself not to allow impulsive decisions to take control. If you're angry, don't say something you're going to regret. Again, I think you've been emotionally checked out of something here for quite some time here, Leo. Now is the time to let that Tower fall. We do have the King of Wands in reversal. This is your elemental king, which is when we talk about the king and the divine masculine, that's like the action-based movements. I think some of you have been preventing yourself from moving forward because whatever this Tower is, more than likely it is a job or a relationship that maybe we've really been holding on to, or we're just scared to leave or end. But the King of Wands in the upright position, he's not afraid to move forward. He's not afraid to be confident that he knows what he wants or what he needs and what's going to work for him. So seeing this in the reversal tells me that we need to tap into or step into his energy this week and allow the Tower to fall. And then again, we have the Death card, and the Death card did also come out for Aries. If you have Aries in your chart, definitely go watch that video as well. But this card says that you are going through a big transformation. It's time to allow this thing to die out and so we can kind of close this. I think at the end of the day, because we started this with the World card, you have three cards of closure, right? You have three cards of things coming to an end here. But with it starting with the World card, to me, this is like blessing in disguise. I do think for a lot of you, you already emotionally have checked out. And you've already emotionally processed that this is not something that you want for the rest of your life. So now is the time to get into action. Now is the time to leave it behind, to get yourself out of the project, out of the relationship, out of the living situation, whatever it is. Start making forward movement this week, so that way we can actually close out this chapter and let a new season come into our life. Let's go ahead and get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit have for you. You have the Hangman in reversal. Let's start moving forward. I think for a lot of you, there was that energy of slowing down and making sure that we knew, what direction we want. And we've really been asking our inner feelings of is this really what I need? Yes, it is. Let's start moving forward, okay? The Hangman in the upright is slow down. Don't make any decisions right now. Gain all the perspectives that you need to gain. You've already seen this entire situation, this entire season in your life from every direction, from up, down, left, right. You've seen it all, okay? You have all the information you need. You've experienced everything you can. Now is the time to start moving forward. It is time to start getting the momentum flowing again. So let's start moving forward. Allow yourself to connect, reflect, see what you've experienced. Ask yourself what you still want to experience. Ask yourself what in my life is in alignment with making that happen, and what in my life is not in alignment with making that happen. Are there things here in my life that I am emotionally detached from? And if there are, how can I release them this week? Let's go ahead and get your affirmation for the week. Again, this is August 10th through the 17th. This is going to be an affirmation you can use for the next 7 days. Everybody really did enjoy these, so we're going to keep them in our videos for a little while. We have I am protected. This is great energy. Really great energy. You are protected as you close out this season. I think for some of you, maybe you just need that little extra confirmation that your universe wants to see you succeed, that your spirit team wants to see you happy, and that they are protecting you energetically as you make some of these shifts and changes, as you allow these Tower moments to fall, and as you go through your personal transformation, okay? So take a screenshot of this, remind yourself of this every day for the next week, August 10th through the 17th, tell yourself every day, I am protected. During those moments of anxiety, when the Tower starts to come out, remind yourself you are protected. This is part of your new journey, your new chapter, because there's so many cards here that are pointing to the closure, okay? So allow this chapter to close. Know that you have already emotionally gone through the depths of it, and you have this Queen of Cups, the King of Wands in reversal. You're very much emotionally mature. You're going through an emotional evolution. Don't be afraid to step into your elemental king and start making some action-based movements, okay? Stay optimistic about your future because positive things are coming into your life. And take a little extra time for your creativity this week, okay? Really great messages across the board for you, Leo. If you are still watching this video and you have not liked it yet, consider liking this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. We love making new friends. Come and join us. Like I mentioned earlier, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can always go to themagicsiren.com. All that information is down in the description box below. I'm going to let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you again next week. Aloha.